श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। वक्रतुण्डमहाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभा निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्ये सर्वदा। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। गुरवे सर्वलोकानां भिजैव गुरोगिणां निधे सर्वविद्यानां श्रीदक्षिणामूर्ते नमः। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नमो धर्माय महते नमः कृष्णाय वेदसे ब्राह्मणेभ्यो नमस्कृत्य धर्मां वक्ष्यामि शाश्वतां। नमो भगवते तस्मै व्यासाय मतदेशस्य प्रसादात् वक्ष्यामि नारायणकथामिमां। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। So we were looking in Drona Parva, that 14th evening, the battle continues, and Somadatta, after remembering his son's slaughter by Satyaki, he attacks him, but they battle, and then Somadatta swoons, and then he was taken away from the battlefield. So at that time, Drona starts attacking Satyaki, and all the Pandavas unite together, and they started facing Drona. So Drona, in that battle, he covered Pandavas from all sides, and he pierced Yudhishthira. He struck Satyaki with 6 arrows, and Drishtadyumna with 20, and then Bhima he strikes with 9 arrows, Nakula with 5, Sahadeva with 8, Shikandani with 100, and like this he strikes, and he strikes at 5 sons of Draupadi with 5 each, and then Virata with 8 arrows, Drupada with 10, and then he strikes Yudhamani with 3 arrows, Uttamaja with 6. Like this, he strikes every combatant that's coming on the Pandava side, and he rushes towards Yudhishthira. The troops on the Pandava side, again, they were slaughtered in large number by Drona. They started running in all directions. The Panchala troops, they started running in fear, and with loud wails, they started running. Seeing that, the slaughter like that, Drona, Arjuna, slaughter by Drona, Arjuna becomes angry, and he quickly rushes towards Drona. And seeing him coming towards Arjuna, Drona as well as goes towards him, and Arjuna, as Arjuna is progressing, Panchalas becomes once again re-energized, and with enthusiasm they started going again Drona, and Drona surrounded from all sides by Pandavas as well as Duryodhana and his brothers and his support. They all came behind Drona to support that. Drona's arrows continuously started attacking those Panchala troops in front of Arjuna itself. They started, Panchalas could not broker and withstand that attack from Drona. They started running away in all directions, and Arjuna then asked Krishna to take his chariot very near to Drona so he can attack. And then similarly, Bhima, also seeing Arjuna going towards that Drona's chariot, he also asked Vishoka, take me towards Drona. So like this, Bhima and Arjuna united together, they go towards Drona. Seeing them again going like that, Srinjayas, Panchalas, Matsyas, Chedis, Karushas, Koshalas, Kaikeyas, all of them once again followed with their arms, weapons raised. They started making loud noise. They started attacking again Drona. And both Arjuna and Bhima attacked Kaurava troops that was coming towards them, destroyed them in large numbers. Bhima and Arjuna, while they were engaged, Drishtadyumna and Satyaki also rushed behind, and they also came, and like this, they started consuming that Kaurava troops, that Drona, and with his troops that's coming, they started destroying that. Seeing Satyaki in that battle, Ashwatthama, at the anger, still angry at the death of Bhurishavas by Satyaki, he rushes towards Satyaki. So Satyaki then seeing him rushing towards him, and seeing Ashwatthama rushing towards him, then Bhima's son Ghatotkacha goes to support Satyaki. So he was riding on a huge and terrible chariot fully made of iron. He was covered with bear skins. He was riding on that, and that both in height and width, that chariot measured 30 nalvas. So the nalva is it's world way of measurement. It's about 400 cubits, about an arm length cubit is about 45 centimeters, something like that. So it's 400 of nalvas. A nalva is a 400 cubits, and then this is about 30 nalvas length, breadth, and height. Width, it was such a huge chariot. It was equipped with machines set in proper places. Its rattle resembled that of a huge mass cloud. Horses or elephants were not tied onto that chariot. It was being dragged by the beings. Creatures looked like elephants, and it had a tall standard with a prince of vultures on with outstretched wings and feet, with eyes expanded, and that vulture was shrieking awfully. And that chariot was equipped with red flags. It was decked with all the various animals. It had a huge vehicle furnished with 8 wheels, and riding on that Ghatotkacha was surrounded by full Lakshoni of fierce-looking Rakshasas with holding lances, heavy clubs, rocks, trees, and things like that uplifted. Like that, they started attacking. Seeing that Ghatotkacha with his Rakshasa troops coming, Kaurava troops were stuck in fear. Again, that Ghatotkacha, he was looking like a mountain itself, terrible to look at, frightful. He was possessed of very terrible teeth and fierce face. His arrow-like ears were arrow-like, and he had high cheekbones with stiff hairs rising upwards, awful eyes. He had sunken belly. He was blazing mouth, and he had a uh, wide as a chasm, and he had a diadem on his head. He was striking fear in every creature, and his jaws were widely open like a destroyer himself. And that Ghatotkacha was attacking, and Duryodhana and his troops were very much in fear. They became agitated. They did not know what to do. And terrible lion roar was made by Ghatotkacha. That hearing that, the elephants and horses all started ejecting urine and excreta, and kings started to tremble. And Rakshasas, who had become more powerful in consequence of nighttime, they started attacking, throwing thick shower of stones and weapons. They started iron wheels, bujandis, darts, lances, spears, shatagnis, axes, all of them they started throwing. The kings, the Dhritarashtra's sons, Karna, they all exceedingly they were pained, and they started running away. Only Ashwatthama, who was very uh, boastful, very proud of his own arms, who he stood fearlessly. And then soon he dispelled that illusion that was created by Ghatotkacha. And upon when that illusion was destroyed, Ghatotkacha angrily strikes at him, Ashwatthama. He strikes Ashwatthama with large number of arrows. Those arrows again, he piercing Ashwatthama's body. They entered the earth on the other side with blood, carrying Ashwatthama's blood. But on the other hand, Ashwatthama again angrily he strikes at Ghatotkacha with 10 arrows. Ghatotkacha, deeply pierced by those arrows from Ashwatthama, he took up a wheel having 1,000 spokes, and which had a laser sharp, those edges were looking like a laser sharp, and it was rising like a rising sun. He desiring to kill Ashwatthama, he hurls that at Ashwatthama. Ashwatthama, on the other hand, cutting that into fragments that fell onto the earth in that night sky, shining in the beautiful pieces. And Ghatotkacha was quickly covered by Ashwatthama with a large number of arrows. And Ghatotkacha's son at that time, who looked like Ghatotkacha himself, he started attacking Ashwatthama. His name was Anjanaparvan, and he looked like a mountain itself. He started releasing a shower of arrows. With one arrow, he cuts off the standard of Anjana. Ashwatthama at that time, with one arrow, cuts off the standard of Anjana Parva, and with 2 arrows he cuts off his 2 drivers, and with 3 he cuts off his Trivenuka, and then cuts off Rakshasa, that Anjana Parva's bow. And then he cuts off 4 heads of those 4 horses that was dragging him, and then like this he made Anjana Parvan chariotless, and that Anjana Parvan took up a scimitar, and Ashwatthama cuts off that scimitar into pieces with his arrows. And then he hurls a mace quickly at Ashwatthama. Ashwatthama, on the other hand, quickly cutting off that mace, he cuts off that mace into pieces, and then Anjana Parvam jumps up into the sky, and then he started to create a lot of illusion. And Ashwatthama dispels all those illusion, and then with that, Anjana Parvan comes back down to earth once again on his gold-decked chariot. He sits on and he strikes from there. At that time, Ashwatthama kills that Ghatotkacha's son, Anjana Parvan, with his own arrows, with a large number of arrows. He kills that Ghatotkacha's son. So, seeing his son killed by Ashwatthama, Ghatotkacha comes to Ashwatthama, and then he addresses him. He says him that, wait, you will not escape with life today. I will definitely kill you. Ashwatthama as well tells him that, go and fight with others. It is not proper for you to fight, because a father should not be fighting with a son. So here again, Ashwatthama telling Ghatotkacha that you are like a son to me, because Bhima and me are brothers. You are like a son to me, so I should not be fighting with you. But if you continue to fight with me, then you will kill your own self. So a father should not be hesitant to kill his own son if his son becomes rude. So Ashwatthama says that I am going to do that if you continue to do that. When he says that, Ghatotkacha responds saying that I am not worried about anybody. I am equal to Ravana himself, that the 10-headed Ravana himself. I am the king of the Rakshasas, so you will not escape with me life today. Saying this, he starts attacking, and he rushes furiously towards Ashwatthama. Ghatotkacha began to shower a lot of arrows towards Ashwatthama, and Ashwatthama, however, again with his own arrows, checks Ghatotkacha from that arrows he was getting. So Ghatotkacha once more makes him invisible, and then he assumes a form of a huge mountain, and then through that he started releasing a large number of arrows towards Ashwatthama. But Ashwatthama, using the Vajra weapon, he removes that illusion, and then he quickly brings Ghatotkacha back. Ghatotkacha once again assumes the form of a blue clouds, and then Drona Ashwatthama destroys that with the weapon of Vayuva weapon. And then Ashwatthama again covers in all directions, and he kills 100,000 chariot riders who came with Ghatotkacha. And Ghatotkacha, seeing all this, again he continues to attack. He fearlessly he goes after Ashwatthama. The Rakshasas who came from Pulastyas and Yatudanas and those clans, they all were battling, and Ghatotkacha in that battle, with supported by the Rakshasas, he was battling Ashwatthama. So seeing this, Duryodhana becomes very much cheerless, and he addresses Ashwatthama. He tells him that, you don't worry, Duryodhana was very much cheerless, and seeing him like that, Ashwatthama addresses him and tells him that, don't worry, Duryodhana, you stand by side. I will take care of these Rakshasas. I will kill your enemies. Defeat will not be yours. Saying this, Duryodhana again agrees with him, and he says that your energy is great. We are here to support. So like this, Ashwatthama saying that, Ashwatthama continues to battle, but Duryodhana, on the other hand, he addresses Shakuni, saying that Arjuna is engaged in the battle, surrounded by 100,000 chariot riders of great strength. You go against him with 60,000 chariots. Karna also and Vrishasena, Kripa, Nila, Northerners, Kritavarma, the sons of Purumitra, Dushyasana, Nikumba, Kundabedi, Puranjaya, Hemakampana, Shalya, Aruni, Indrasena, Sanjaya, Vijaya, Jaya, Dhritarata, Purakratin, Jayavarman, Sudakshana, all of them will follow you. Like this, Duryodhana addresses Shakuni and tells him to go where Bhima and Arjuna were there. And he tells that kill that Bhima, kill that Nakula Sahadeva and Yudhishthira as well in that battle. So I hope victory will be with you. So already Drona has been stuck by large number of Pandavas and Panchalas united together. So you quickly go there. So while he was saying like that, the Rakshasas on the other hand, they started to continue to attack Ashwatthama in that night sky, and night again, Rakshasas get more strength because that's when they were born. So they were battling like that. Ghatotkacha very angrily strikes Ashwatthama with 10 very powerful arrows, deeply pierced by those arrows. Ashwatthama trembled on the terrace of his chariot. Once more, Ghatotkacha with broad-headed arrow cuts off the bright bow that was in the hand of Ashwatthama. Then again he showers very sharp arrows, but Ashwatthama once again taking another bow, he started releasing a large number of arrows towards those Rakshasas that was attacking him. And in that battle, he destroys large thousands of Rakshasas who were attacking him. So he burnt those enemies coming in them like a yuga fire at the end, destroying everything. He was destroying that. Ghatotkacha angrily urged his Rakshasa troops to saying that go and kill that Drona's son. So at that command again, those Rakshasas with bright teeth, large faces, frightful aspects, they are gaping their mouths, long tongues, eyes blazing and angrily, they started rushing. They all rushed against Ashwatthama. And Ashwatthama, on the other hand, fearlessly stood and started attacking. He started those Rakshasas attacked him with hundreds and thousands of arrows, shatagnis, spiked maces, asanis, long lances, axes, scimitars, maces, small arrows, heavy clubs, battle axes, spears, swords, lances, the polished kampanas, punapas, hulas, rockets, stones, and vessels of hot treacle, many things like that, bricks, black iron, mallets, and all those kind of things they started hurling at Ashwatthama. But Ashwatthama, with his own thick shower of weapons, he destroyed all that, and fearlessly he destroyed everything of that. He released large number of arrows inspired with mantras and killed many Rakshasas. He burned those Rakshasa force with his blazing arrows. And Ashwatthama, like that, in that battle, he destroyed full Akshoni of the Rakshasa troops. Among thousands of kings and those Pandavas there, nobody was except Ghatotkacha was able to stand in front of Ashwatthama. Ashwatthama is in such a battle, he was battling like that. Nobody on the Pandava side could face him. Only Ghatotkacha was able to face him, uttering loud shouts. He went and started attacking Ashwatthama. So the battle continued like this. Ashwatthama again jumping. The Ghatotkacha takes up a huge weapon, a terrible, absolutely like a thunder-like one. Thunder-like weapon. He strikes, and then with that he strikes at Ghatotkacha. On the other hand, that as it approaches, Ashwatthama takes that weapon in his hand and releases it back towards Ghatotkacha. And that weapon going back towards Ghatotkacha, it destroys the chariot of Ghatotkacha completely. And Ghatotkacha just meanwhile escapes from that by jumping down from his chariot. And he goes on and takes up his place in Drishtadyumna's chariot, and Drishtadyumna and Ghatotkacha united together, then started attacking Ashwatthama. Both of them struck and baffled Ashwatthama's many arrows that was coming towards them. So then again, accompanying thousands of chariots, 300 elephants, 6,000 horses. Bhima arrived at that spot. Uh, Ashwatthama again releases large number of arrows and he starts facing Bhima, Drishtadyumna, supporting Ghatotkacha, facing all three of them with large Pandava troops he was fighting. And in that battle, Ashwatthama kills full Akshoni of Rakshasa troops with horses and chariot riders, chariots, elephants, and in front of Ghatotkacha, he kills and Drishtadyumna, Nakula Sahadeva, Yudhishthira, Arjuna, and Krishna. In front of them, he kills that huge number of those troops. Deeply struck by that, Ashwatthama, elephants, and many other animals fell and they died in that battlefield. Ashwatthama created a bloody river to flow in that battlefield of Rakshasas killed, those Rakshasas killed. So Ghatotkacha again filled angrily. He pierces Ashwatthama with large number of arrows, and then he's Ashwatthama in that battle, but Ashwatthama fighting back. In that battle he kills the sons of Drupada. He kills Surata in that battlefield, one of the sons of Drupada, and then he kills in that Surata's younger brother named Shatrunjaya, and then he kills Balanika, and then Jaya. So like this he kills, and then Ashwatthama, uttering a loud roar, he kills Prishadra. Then he kills Chandrasena, and then with his 10 arrows he kills 10 sons of Kunti Bhoja. Then Drona's son Ashwatthama, like this, he kills Shritayus, and then he kills Shatrunjaya as well in that battlefield. So Ashwatthama in that battlefield angrily, like this, he fighting, and then Ghatotkacha, seeing this very angrily, he jumps on once again continues his battle. Drishtadyumna as well supports him. Ashwatthama releases a very terrible arrow that strikes Ghatotkacha, and with that he swoons away. Seeing him like that, Drishtadyumna takes Ghatotkacha away from the sight of Ashwatthama. And like this, that force of Yudhishthira, the troops of Yudhishthira were turned away from the battlefield by Ashwatthama, who battled that Rakshasa force, destroyed that Rakshasa force. Seeing Drupada's sons and also Kunti Bhoja's sons, Rakshasas also in thousands killed like that by Ashwatthama, Yudhishthira, Bhima, Drishtadyumna, Yudhana, all of them uniting together, they started again attacking. At that time, Somadatta, who previously was injured by Satyaki and fainted, he came back and he was looking for Satyaki, and then he started attacking Satyaki once more to take revenge against killing of his son Bhurishrivas. So again, terrible battle takes place between them. At that time, Bhima also comes there, who strikes on behalf of Satyaki, and then the battle takes place between Somadatta and Bhima and Satyaki as well. So the Satyaki at that time, he strikes Somadatta with 10 sharp arrows, and Somadatta, who is old in age, and he very angrily, he strikes back once more. He was struck once more by Satyaki with 7 arrows. Then again, Satyaki, for the sake of Satyaki, what Bhima does is he hurls at Somadatta a terrible pariga, and Satyaki also angrily shoots at Somadatta's chest in that battlefield a sharp arrow. So that pariga and the arrow both fell simultaneously on Somadatta, and then at that time Somadatta dies because of that arrow and the pariga that came from Satyaki, and the pariga which Bhima hurled, both of them struck Somadatta, and Somadatta falls down. Seeing Somadatta falling like that, Bhalika rushes towards Satyaki angrily, Bhalika is Somadatta's father. He comes and he starts attacking. At that time, Bhima, again for Satyaki's sake, he strikes at Bhalika with 9 arrows and pierces him with a large number of more arrows. And then that Pratipa's son Bhalika very great. Angrily hurls angrily arrow at Bhima. With that, Bhima swoons away uh, for a little while, and then he regains his senses and he throws a mace at Bhalika. Um, and that mace takes away the head of Balika, and with that, Balika dies in that battlefield. Like again, he was struck down by lightning. He dies. So one of the oldest warrior battling in this battlefield was Balika, who was killed by Bhima on this night on the 14th day. So again, if you remember, Bhima is Pandu's son. Pandu's father is Vichitravirya. Vichitravirya's father is Shantanu. Shantanu's brother is Balika. Okay, so if you look at this, Bhima, Pandu, Vichitravirya, Shantanu. So at that level, Balika. Okay, so Balika is Shantanu's elder brother. Pratipa, Balika, sorry, Devapi, Balika, Shantanu were the three sons of Pratipa. Right? So Shantanu had Bhishma, Vichitravirya, Chitrangada as sons. So Vichitravirya's sons are Dhritarashtra, Pandu, Vidura. So then Pandu's sons are these Bhima and others, right? So like this, Balika was killed. So when he was killed like that, Balika was killed. 10 sons of Dhritarashtra, who were very strong, all of them started attacking Bhima. Nagadatta, Dhritarata, Veerabahu, Ayobhuja, Drida, Suhasta, Viraga, Pramatha, and Ugrayain. So these attacked Bhima, and Bhima again, they started attacking Bhima from all sides with large number of arrows. Bhima strikes back at them, he pierces them, and all of them fell down from their chariots without life because Bhima kills all of them. Then with 10 arrows, Bhima kills them, and then with those killed, Bhima goes again after son of Karna and showers him. He was son of Karna, covers him with large number of arrows. Then at that time, Vrikarata, brother of Karna, comes and he strikes Bhima with large number of arrows. And then Bhima again angrily he kills him, that Karna's brother, he kills him and killing him with the next warriors, 7 Rathis who came, who were all Dhritarashtra's brother-in-laws. So that even Shakuni's side, they all came and they started attacking, and Bhima kills them. So they were Shatachandra, who is killed, and then comes Shatachandra, who was a great chariot rider, who was Shakuni's brother, and then his brothers came, Gavaksha, Sharabha, Vibhu, Subhaga, Bhanudatta. These 5 came rushing towards Bhima, attacked with sharp arrows, and then Bhima again killed those 5 with 5 sharp arrows. Then Yudhishthira angrily began to destroy Kaurava troops, and in front of Drona, he started destroying. So with sharp arrows, Yudhishthira began to dispatch Ambastas, Malavas, Trigarta, Shibis, Abhishasas, Surasenas, Balikas, Vasatis, all those troops who were assembled there along with Yodayas, Malavas, Madrakas, and many other troops that were assembled by the Duryodhana. All of them started attacking, and Yudhishthira started destroying them. All of them started attacking Yudhishthira as well, saying that kill, seize, capture, pierce, cut him into pieces. Like this, they started attacking. Seeing this, Yudhishthira destroying the troops like that, Drona comes to him, and Drona covers Yudhishthira with large number of arrows. Yudhishthira as well strikes back. Then Yudhishthira was attacked by Drona with a Vayuva weapon. And similarly, Yudhishthira, with his own Vayuva weapon, he destroys that. Then Drona releases with large number of divine weapons, Varuna, Yamya, Agneya, Twastra, Savitra. Like this, he releases large number of weapons. But Yudhishthira, on the other hand, he releases his own divine weapons and baffles all those weapons that Drona releases. Then Drona angrily he invokes Aindra and for Prajapatya weapons, but Yudhishthira on the other hand releases Mahendra weapon and baffles that weapon of Drona. Seeing angrily, Drona releases Brahma weapon, Brahma weapon he releases, and Yudhishthira, to counter that, he also releases the Brahma weapon, and like this, those weapons were nullified. Whatever Drona released, Yudhishthira destroyed or nullified all those weapons, and seeing his weapons like this made useless by Yudhishthira, Drona abandons Yudhishthira, and then he goes after those Panchala troops, releasing Vaiva weapons against those Panchala troops. So Panchala troops, seeing that Vaiva weapon coming towards them, they started running away in all directions. Then Arjuna and Bhima once again started attacking and started supporting this. Arjuna attacking on the right, Bhima on the left. Like this, they started attacking Drona with a large number of arrows. Kaikeya, Sringiyas, Panchalas, they all with great energy once again followed Arjuna and Bhima. Matsyas and the Shatpadas as well, they followed them. So Arjuna covered those Kaurava troops at that time. They did not know what to do when Arjuna and Bhima attacked like that. Then, because they were already overcome with sleep and tiredness and the darkness, they did not know what to do, and they started running away. Drona himself and Duryodhana, they all tried to rally them, but those troops did not stop. They started running away in all directions from Bhima and Arjuna. So, seeing Pandavas attacking like that, Duryodhana goes to Karna and says that the time has come as a friend for you to do what is needful. So these Panchalas, Kaikeyas, Matsyas, all those great giants, including the Pandavas, they are killing everything, all the troops, they are destroying. So go and help. Karna says, responds to him saying that even if Indra himself comes for saving Arjuna today, I will defeat him first and then I will kill Arjuna today. I will tell you this truly, definitely I will do this. And Arjuna, I will kill Arjuna and all the assembled Panchalas, and I will give you victory after that. So I will do what is good for you. Among all the Pandavas, Arjuna is the strongest. At him, I will release that weapon that Indra gave me. So if you remember, when Karna gave his armor and the earrings which he was born with to Indra in return gave him that weapon, the Shakti weapon. And whoever he releases that Shakti weapon, there is no counter weapon for that, and it's going to hit and it's going to destroy that person. So Karna was keeping that weapon with Arjuna in mind, and he says now that I'm going to do that against Arjuna, and I will kill Arjuna. And once Arjuna is killed, when he is killed, either Yudhishthira and others, his brothers, rest of the four of them, they will surrender themselves and they will go to forest again. They will, in that grief, they will not survive anymore. They will go. So like this, he says, when Karna says that he is going to kill Arjuna and then he will give the kingdom to Yudhishthira, Kripa, who was listening to this, he laughs and he says that your speech is fair, O Karna. If the words alone could lead to success, then what you said you are going to do is true. You always boast so much in the presence of this Duryodhana, but your strength, prowess is I have never witnessed, and it never came to fruitful. Any result of your boastful speech, I never seen anything. Many times I have seen the encounter with Pandavas. On every occasion, you have been defeated by the Pandavas. While Dhritarashtra's son Duryodhana was taken away captive by the Gandharas, all the troops were fighting, but you was the first one to run away from that battlefield against Gandharas. In the Virata city as well, when the Kauravas united facing Arjuna alone, you were not a match to Arjuna in that battlefield. So Arjuna on that field, again, he defeated everybody. How can you say that now you are going to defeat him when Krishna is also with him? So you simply bragging about your own strength, to display the strength without thinking any bragging is the duty of the good man. You are like a cloud that makes sound in the autumn, that doesn't rain, it just makes the sound. You are like that. Those roars will disappear when you come near of Arjuna, when Arjuna's arrows can hit you. At that time, all this speech you are making will disappear. So Kshatriyas uh, 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 evince themselves, their eminence. So the Kshatriyas show their uh, greatness by means of their arms, Brahmanas by means of their speech, Arjuna shows his by his bow, and Karna, you show your greatness by building castles in the air. So that means you just speak, you don't do anything. So like this, Kripa insults him. When he says that, Karna becomes very angry. He says that uh, he says that I say all these things and I shout, I scream, say that I'm going to do all these things because I know I can't do this. But when a person mentally resolves to bear a burden, destiny itself aids him with his execution. Wishing in my heart, bearing that great burden, I summon the sufficient resolution. And in this battle, I am going to battle Arjuna and Krishna and the Shatvadas in that battlefield. That's why I indulge in this kind of roar and speech and things like that. My heart, I am very determined to defeat Arjuna and Krishna united together in that battlefield today. So you are, don't try to say anything to me. I know how to destroy that, and I will give this earth to you, Duryodhana today. When he says that, Kripa once again says that uh, these things, what you are saying, are just useless. You always speak in depreciation of those Krishnas, two Krishnas, and King Yudhishthira himself. You always speak ill of them. You don't think they are high, think of them highly. They again, the Krishna and Arjuna, they are incapable of being defeated even by the Devatas, Gandharvas, Yakshas, united together, Nagas, birds, everything united together. Yudhishthira, on the other hand, he is devoted to Brahmanas. He is truthful in his speech. He is self-restrained. He reverences his Pitrus and Devatas. He is very devoted to the practice of truth and dharma. And he is again skilled in weapon, possessed of great intelligence. He is also very grateful. Again, all his brothers are very much, they are endued with great strength, well practiced in all the weapons. They are devoted to the service of their seniors. They are possessed of wisdom and fame and are very righteous in their practices. Their relatives as well, they all like the Devatas supporting Indra. They support him in all these things. And they are all exceedingly devoted to Pandavas. So Drishtadyumna, Shikandini, Janamejaya, Durmuksha, Chandrasena, Madrasena, Kritavarman, Dhruva. So again, Kritavarman is different Kritavarman here. They are not the one on the Kauravas side. So Dhruva, Dhara, Vasuchandra, Sutejana, and sons of Draupadi, Drupada's son, Drupada himself, and then the king of Matsya, Virata, and then his younger brothers, and Gajanika, Virabhadra, Sudarshana, Shrutadwaja, Balanika, Jayanika, Jayapriya, Vijaya, Lavalaksha, Jayaswa, Kamarata, and Virata, him brothers of Virata, Nakula, Sahadeva, some 5 sons of Draupadi, and Ghatotkacha, all of them are fighting. Again, Kripa here mentions some of these names. Most of them we don't even see when they die in this battle, okay? Because they are important, but they are not that important. So again, Kripa names a lot of names here, saying that all of them are supporting Pandavas and they are very much ready to do whatever it is required for Pandavas' victory. The Pandavas again, therefore, they will not meet their destructions. They are very much incapable. Yudhishthira on his own, he, with his eyes, angry eyes only, he can destroy the whole world. So when it is like that, why you should simply brag about your strength and saying that you're going to do? When he says that, Karna becomes even more angry, and he says that the word you have spoken about Pandavas are all true. These and many other virtues are seen in the Pandavas. It is also true that the Pandavas are incapable of being defeated by the Devatas with Indra at their head, and the Daityas, Yakshas, Rakshasas united together cannot be defeated. But for all this, I will defeat the even though all this is true, I will defeat Arjuna with the arrow that was given to me by Indra himself. You know that arrow that Indra gave that is incapable of being baffled, and that with that I will kill Arjuna in the battle. In this battle today, I will kill Arjuna. Once Arjuna is killed, then Arjuna's brothers will not never be able to enjoy their earth. They will give up and they will also perish. They will also leave. In this world, everything without a debt becomes attainable through the policy, and the policy I'm taking now is to kill Arjuna. So that's why I'm indulging in these kind of roars and speeches. I'm very confident that I'm going to do. And you are a old Brahmana. You are very old. You are Brahmana by birth. You are unskilled in the battle. So you bear so much love for the Pandavas. That's why you are insulting me. So if you tell me again such harsh words, I will taking this scimitar in hand. I will cut off your tongue. Like this, Karna speaks harshly to Kripacharya, and he also says that listen to what I say. Duryodhana, Drona, Shakuni, Durmukha, Jaya, Dushasana, Virasena, Vishasena, Shalya, and yourself, and Somadatta, Ashwatthama, Vingsati, many other heroes on this side also they battled. They all skilled in the weapon. They all having a great strength. They all ready to give up their life. They are conversant with morality. They are skilled in the battlefield and they are fighting as well. The victory, however, depends on the destiny. So this side also there have been a lot of deaths. Hundreds of arrows have been. Bhishma is lying in the heart with hundreds of arrows. Vikarna, Jayadratha, Bhurishrabhas, Jaya, Jalasandha, Sudakshina, Shala, Bhagadatta, the great Karva chariot rider, Maharati, Bhagadatta, many have been killed on this side. And troops have been reduced. And similarly, there are hundreds and thousands of warriors have been killed on the Pandava side also, even when Bhima, Arjuna, Krishna were there on that side. So the armies on both sides are diminishing in numbers. So there is nothing to say that only Kauravas are losing here. So don't think that this is the end. I'm going to kill Arjuna. So like this, he threatens to cut off Kripa's tongue, and Karna speaks of his plan to kill Arjuna first using that weapon Indra gave him. So we'll stop